Giving a voice to the voiceless. We share the stories behind our freedoms and the ultimate sacrifice of those who protect us all. This is Patriots Inside the Wire.
Someone who was willing to give his life for his country and served honorably in Iraq.
Signed our names with no regrets. Only wanted to be the best that we could be. And we wanted this and nothing more than to be true down to the core. We thought we'd live forever, but when the full moon is bright and the wind blows just right, I can hear your voice on the wind.
Here's one that I think we have on the perfect day, really. But you know what? It's really more like
21 guns into the night till we meet again on the other side. 21 guns, this is goodbye till we meet again on the other side. Yeah, 21 guns.
Beautiful thing to see the family and friends come together and honor his life and his service to our country.
It's great to see you guys out here. This is awesome, really.
Welcome to the Patriots Inside the Wire broadcast, hosted by Gold Star mom, Tracy Two-Step.
Hey, welcome out there. This is Patriots Inside the Wire. Before I bring up not only our co-host, but our guest tonight, I want you to have a moment. Go grab your friends, share this immediately with your family, your friends, the people on Facebook, whichever account you're on. Listen, we are live right now, audio, video, multiple channels, you name it. We've got someone in the house tonight that I want you to know who this is, and they have came to Texas. So Texas has gained what I consider a legendary voice for the voiceless as well, because he's a veteran. So I can't wait to get into the show. I hope you're all doing great. I am so used to saying Wednesday Warriors because, hey, we do Wednesdays. But for this person coming up, we're going to do Monday live right here for you. And Wednesday, just to let you know, if anyone's out there, you're a Gold Star family. That means active duty families that have lost their children. You could be a sibling as well. I'm very big on that family. We have an event at Fort Hood. I say it. Yes, I did. I'm not PC. It is Fort, I'll say Cav, but it is 1 to 4 p.m. on the base, a meet and greet where you can meet other families. So tonight we have a special guest. You know what? I'm going to bring up our co-host. How can I not do that? Look at this. There he is, the man, John Swat. What is up? It's a Monday, man. How are you?
Oh, they say Sunday fun day, but you know what? I got a case of the Mondays, but in this instance, it's a good case because our guest tonight is, like you said, he's legendary. He's got a bigger than life personality, not just physically, but just what a great person. I mean, anybody that meets him is automatically going to be a fan of this person. And you know what? I'm just so great and, really glad that he's able to join us tonight.
You know what? I am too. I know when I reached out, I was like, wait a minute. You know what? I'm not going to say what it was because until they pay me to sponsor, I'm not doing it. By the way, if you'd like to sponsor the show, Patriots Inside the Wire, touch base, you can go to our website, patriotsinsidethewire.com. We have a lot coming up for you. I'm going to go ahead and bring up our guest. Swat, it is great to see you on a Monday. I can be is that a pool sticks back there? Cue sticks?
It may or may not be. I might have a recreational
Uh-oh.
you know
Oh, yeah. We're going to play
table
for
that
money.
I kind of let my
Uh-huh.
frustrations out sometime.
I'm going to be quiet, and I'm going to play that right like I used to. So when you're in Tennessee and you got to hustle, I'll use the word hustle. We're going to play pool.
I only play for beer, so.
Well, I don't do beer, but let's just see how it goes. We'll see how that goes. So everybody heard that challenge. I may be good, I may not, man. You don't know, right? Actually, I don't know. It's been a while. I did it. My son's birthday, by the way, everyone out there listening, Sergeant Two Step. That is my son, serving in the Army where SWAT was at Fort Stewart. Pounded the same dirt. Iraq. We won't go too far down that, but it is his birthday this week. So happy birthday, son. I know you're up there. I am proud of you. I'm grateful. I am blessed. I am so blessed because we have our veterans, and I have been trying to do this for other families so much. When we connect a veteran to a Gold Star family, just to see what happens, because we do not have a unit. We don't have a troop. You name it. It's like casseroles are gone. Everybody's gone. So, and then I started realizing by running a previous organization, wait a minute, veterans are also like, wait, what's up with this transition? So it has been wonderful. So I have had just the greatness of the ones that I've met that are active. They check in, they say hi, just like our next guest. I throw a text out and say, hey, let's go. And they're like, you know what? Let's go. Let's just bring him on up and let you meet him to the stage, everybody, on Patriots Inside the Wire. That is CW right
Howdy,
there.
y'all. And by the way, I went in on that pool game.
You're on.
All right.
Friend.
But I will, full disclosure, my grandfather owned a pool hall when I was a kid.
Oh man.
So
we got some
take
stuff
that
common.
for what you think it is.
We'll be buying you beer all night.
You know what? When you're hungry and you're a kid and you're in Tennessee and you're trying to figure out, where's that food coming from or that next dollar? I got taught pool very, very, very well at a young age. Now, I'm not saying I'm good. It's been a long time. But back then, I don't want to say I pulled tricks. Oh, man, I can't believe I just said that like that. Okay, wait.
You can be very motivated. How about that?
Very, very motivated. Meaning, hey, I'm not that great. And then all of a sudden, boom, boom, boom. All right, let's go. Let's go get some food out of here.
Right.
Always about the food. So when I was growing up, that's what happened to me. But we are glad to have you with us. CW is a veteran that we'll let SWAT talk here in a minute. But CW and I met, and CW, you've got to look this up. I'm going to run his website for you down here. CW is now a native Texan. Okay? Officially a Texan right here. Welcome to Texas, buddy.
I wasn't born here, but I got here as fast as I could.
Yeah, you did, and I'm glad you are.
You.
We are taking you. How's that?
Absolutely.
CW, why don't you tell them your website out there, and I'll pop that up. Let them know what it is.
It is 20handshigh.com.
I wanted you to
20's all spelled out.
Yep, I knew, but I wanted them to know. So he said 20handshigh.com. Where did that come from, CW?
Well, back when I was trying to come up with a band name, people were like, was it going to be CW and whatever? I'm like, no, because initially I didn't have my name on it. And I'm like, I need to come up with something so that people understand that they're going to be coming to see a country band. They're like, well, you need to name it something about yourself. And I'm like, okay. And then I thought, well, if I were a horse, I'm 19 hands high barefoot, but I'm like, that doesn't have any flow to it. But with boots and a hat on, I'm 20 hands high. I'm like, I can roll with that.
There you go. Hey, good evening, Phil. Phil is our events coordinator who's just came. He's on board, y'all. He is on board. He has been with Memories Honor. Oh, my goodness. I can't even go over his information. But, Phil, thank you. Phil is a part of the team. Phil is a events coordinator. We do concerts, rucks, motorcycle missions. We've got a lot in the works. So, Phil, thank you, buddy. Share it. That's what we need. Real quick, I want to say something. For an artist, so you've got 2 artists sitting here. You actually have 3, but I kind of keep that quiet. You have artists, let's just keep it like that, that now in this digital era, look at where we are. We are in a digital end to what we knew, well, I knew, as music being your record label. And I mean, just everything's done, right? Nope, not anymore. Now, this digital trend in the digital era is a lot more for that artist. It's good and bad. Listen, if you as a person out there listening support our veterans and you want to support their mission and what it is, to me music is medicinal. Honestly, like music is what helps me. Giving a voice to the voiceless, putting a name to the people that gave us the right to speak the words we want to in those songs, that's
Yep.
important to me. So, our musicians, you got to add their songs to your playlist. Do not just click like, just like on this show. Please follow and subscribe. We have Apple, we have Spotify. We listen. If it's out there, we're on it. Same thing with CW right here. Same thing with Mr. John Swat Band.com, but CW 20handshigh.com. On Facebook, for instance, let's go there. They can find you at what?
It's funny you bring that up right now. My pages, it got reported for, they said I was impersonating someone, and I'm like, have you seen me? I've done a live TV show on Great Day, Colorado, the Fox station there in Denver. Numerous news articles, and they're like, yeah, someone reported your page for impersonation. I'm like, this is the problem with using algorithms and AI to manage the punishment that's being doled out by social media platforms, is that if with 10 minutes of human intervention, you'd have realized that it was a bogus report and you wouldn't have to worry about it. But normally you would find us under 20 Hands High. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram, and find out where we're playing, what we're doing, and new music, all kinds of stuff.
Well, that sounds great. And if not, listen, I know his whole bio by now by having him on the show. So digital marketing, digital PR, you name it, we do it. But we have a mission and a cause here and a passion on Patriots Inside the Wire. Not only would we like to bring our vets together, it's first responders for us. It is Border Patrol, it's our officers, those that serve or have served, especially our fallen. We honor our Fallen Heroes Foundation. We have Gold Star Family Foundation. We have Patriots that honor our fallen. But right now you're on Patriots Inside the Wire. And that is because music is medicinal. And we would like these families to have what some veterans actually have a program, which is great. And it's about music and it's about teaching. I'll use Scotty Hastings, for instance. He knows me well. I can do that. Veteran, went through a program and beautiful things came out of that. Just beautiful. So we're working on some things to allow that to happen to more people as a therapeutic way that can help them, as well as siblings. Nobody remembers that there are siblings still at home that are affected when you take out, and I don't mean you, I mean when you swore that oath, where domestic or foreign, and you're serving, and I'm military, that's why I say that, but I have people in my family, Border Patrol, Javier Vega Jr., shout out to you, killed illegals, the border. And I try to stay away from these subjects, but I need people to understand that it's happened to me and my family. Lost quite a bit, lands that are being taken away there in Tennessee. My little brother was going through anyway, shout out to Doc, by the way, Malachi. If you have not met him yet, CW, you need to meet him. There are a few. I can't mention you all right now. Chris Turner, Doc, Malachi, Fraser Hastings, CW, SWAT, and I know I'm missing someone, but you know what? I know who it is. It is Joe King. Mr. Joe King, listen to me out here. Yeah, just on the show. Excellent time. And I heard the offer, and I believe that SWAT will agree with me and say yes. So stand by, Mr. Joe King, and your team. We'll be talking to you soon. right now, I want to know what's up with CW. CW and I had a conversation earlier, and it was about the Grand Ole Opry.
Yep.
So CW is nominated Entertainer of the Year, y'all. Entertainer of the Year. 8-time Josie Awards. Now, a lot of people are going to have to explain that part, but that's okay. You know it. I know it. I'm sure we all know it on the screen. So, but listen, awards, and we're talking about music right here, and we're talking about a legendary area of the music and where I grew up, and I'm talking about Nashville. So the Josie Awards, you got the Ryman Auditorium, which is downtown, historical building. They took up that circle, that wood on that floor, and they moved it over to Opryland. And so in Opryland, you now have what is the Grand Ole Opry. Now, when you stand on that stage, you're really standing on that circle where just I go straight to Johnny Cash. But I mean, we got a lot. Buddy Holly, I like all kinds of music. So, and then it's the Ryman. The Ryman, during the summer has like a Blues on the Green. They still do shows, but that's a historical building. That
Very
will
much
never
so.
go away. The alley between Tootsie's and the Ryman is where I got to do some work, and I think that other people need to get involved they care about music, they care about legends of what happened in that alley. If you know your music history, where songs were written, Johnny Cash, one of his biggest hits, right there in that alley. I know this personally. So we don't want pieces like being torn up in between the alley, and sold. Number one. Number two, we love Tootsie's. Tootsie's is still there, still going. Our owner is still around. What we want is to keep it like it is. At least that one, right? I mean,
Sure.
I'm going to throw this out there, CW. I believe, boy, I'm going to get it. I believe that Texas is now becoming the new Nashville. And I'm going to take that back and say the old new Nashville. What do you think?
I think that Nashville sort of ignored the Texas music scene for a long time till they realized they couldn't.
Yes.
That's also why you'll see one of the Texas music charts is now published in Billboard magazine. If you crack the top 20, you actually get your name in Billboard magazine.
Yeah.
How cool is that?
It's pretty amazing to me and everyone that's listening here. Just share everything with us, CW. Like, okay, he's in Tennessee right now where he's working to promote this. Yes, on the radio station. Phil, thank you so much. Radio, I'm all for it. I'm going to get with SWAT. This is CW. Brent, hello. I see you there. And I just want to say thank you, my friend, for all that you do as well. Our veterans. Again, thank you to those who serve or have served and our families that are out there that are in need of something. Please go to the website. And if not that, 988 is available. If you need to go even further than that, please reach out. There isn't anything that is worth not having you. So I believe that there is something that will be there for you. And I know that I won't have all the answers, but there's resources, and those resources that we will pass on to you, we will do our best. But again, you need help right now. Tracy's not the one, SWAT or CW, that can jump through this screen right now and do anything like I would want to. So I'm just saying, it's okay. Pick up the phone, call a buddy. It's not a big thing. I get messages, I'm here for you. I got it. And as we're working on things, we'll keep you posted. We have a lot of, yes, sir, we are. So CW, Arlington. Are we near Arlington? Is that where you are?
Yes, I'm at right now, Arlington, Texas.
All right. And we don't say a certain name on here for a big reason, but the Big Fish. So when I met you, I got picked up at the airport with you and what I call the Big Fish. Yeah, he'll laugh. I do that, and there's reasons that I do it. CW, I just remember like sweats and like people. Look, this is war paint. Like, this is not normal. Okay, The normal Tracy, I was like sweats, hair's like all in like pigtails, hat. And I just remember getting in and going, "Hey, who are you?" Just like, just like I'd known him forever. "Hey, what's up?" And
Yep.
he's like, "Oh, I'm CW." I'm like, "Oh, hey, CW. I'm Tracy." And then our big fish gets in that dang truck. First thing he did was let something out, and I was like, "Oh, I've been keeping that a secret for a very long time." uh, but I love him. Love what he's doing. We're gonna be a part of it. Veterans Day is amazing. Everyone out there listening right now, Veterans Day up in the Arlington area. You can't beat it. Working on several things to happen for the global wall, the war on terrorism. That is very costly, not just in Texas, but in Arlington as well. What a lot of you may not know, this speaks to me in high volumes for a lot of reasons, but my son is buried there. So, and I don't even go there because he's right there. But what I'm trying to tell you is that area is heavily veteran friendly. It's
Very
supportive.
much so.
It is. It's music. It's so many more things than we know. People think baseball or something like that. I'm like, nah, not even just the Cowboys. Although we all got hit with that, didn't we? So we all met everybody right now. You're not even here with me, but you're with me. The Texas Regional Radio Music Awards. And I got to
There
do it
we
again.
go.
Texas Regional Radio Music Awards. There you go. SWAT. I must have said that 50 times when we were like pumping it up, and SWAT over here, male vocalist of the year. And it's like when you have to say that nonstop, Texas Regional Radio Music Awards, it's like, wait, the tongue twister there.
Those of us that know it best, we call it T3R.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little less of a mouthful that way.
Yeah. Well, and the cool thing about it is, Tracy, and I didn't meet. That was the first time I ever met CW, and he may or may not remember this. I was standing in the line with our good friend Jimmy and a couple of the guys from the Kin Fo band, and all of a sudden, now those of y'all that don't know, when he says 20 hands, when it comes to because you're doing a horse measurement. That's about what 6'6", 6'7". I mean, that's tall. And
yes, sir.
When you got this man walks up 6'6", 6'7", he's got the beard, down to his chest. Bigger than life. Looks like Paul Bunyan. And then you get to meet him and you hang out with him for even 2 minutes. You are laughing your head off. You're enjoying stories. I mean, I immediately was already drawn, going, I like this person already. I want to be buddies. I want to be buddies with this guy. And I was telling kind of the story, and I don't want to drop any names, but a very good friend of ours, CW, who is in radio, actually there in Austin. We had an after party after the award show, and her very first words were, "Don't tell anybody." She goes, "But if you see CW, you make sure to let him know where he's coming to the party, right?" And I said, "Okay." And when we walked in that room, Tracy, I'm not even kidding you, she literally almost jumped into his arms and he had to almost catch her. And she said, "You're sitting right next to me." And so once I saw that, I immediately thought, I was like, this is the type of person that I already want to be friends with. I want to hang out with. And then CW, just to look at your list of accolades, it's just incredible. Everything that you've already accomplished, and just in the short time that you've been doing, music, especially down here in Texas, but just really just nationwide, man. I am so blown away, and I'm so humbled and thankful that I get to just hang out with someone like you, man.
Hey, brother, that respect is mutual because I've been fortunate to be recognized for a few things, and and it's not why we do it, but it's always humbling when it happens. And you're just like, wow, somebody heard my song, somebody played my song, somebody watched my video, and every time I go somewhere and somebody recognizes me, I'm shocked every single time it happens because I'm like, oh, you've been to a show, awesome. And and then you want to talk to them about where it was they saw you and that kind of thing. And and when people ask you if you're going to play one of your own songs, are you going to play this song or that song, and it's one of yours, or do you see them singing it back to you at a show, dude, that's almost unexplainable. It's such a humbling experience every single time.
So
It's
let me just ask
beautiful.
you a question. Tracy brought up earlier about the fact that you're a veteran.
Yes,
Um,
sir.
and when I first thought, I thought he's got to be outside of Army regulations, of course, because you
Oh,
just put
I'm
in the
way
line.
outside of any military regulation.
He's Navy,
But
Yeah.
but I was going to
Navy,
say, I
right?
mean, just tell me about your service.
Well, where I grew up, I grew up in a little tiny town along the Ohio River, and people's like, "Well, what's that close to?" I'm like, "Nothing. It's not close to
Appalachian,
anything."
Appalachian
And
Mountains.
yeah, it is. And so I'm like, you know what? I'm going to join the Navy and get out of here for a little bit and see the world, do some stuff, and at that point, 18-year-old kid, I didn't know what I wanted to be, what I wanted to do. And so, well, I'll join the Navy and, learn some stuff, see some stuff, and then go from there. And I honestly wasn't the guy that thought I would stay 20 years, but I stayed 20 years, retired from it.
Wow.
And it's what allows me to do music full time. So when I tell people that, because it's like, I'm not the true starving artist. Uncle Sam sends me something in the first of every month, and I got health care covered. And I'm like, and I was working in the corporate world and for the government, and I'm like, you know what? I want to play music for a living, and
Yeah.
let's give this a shot and see what I was willing to give it a shot for 3 years, but I'm to see if I could get any kind of traction, and then I would kind of reevaluate and see if I could continue to do this. Well, I walked away from a day job 6.5 years ago. So
Wow.
music's
That's
been
great.
very, very good to me. Met tons of great people, lots of great experiences traveling, all over the Western U.S. It's people say you're living the dream. I said I know it. I wake up every day knowing it, and I'm thankful every single day for it.
That's great, man.
Well, we're grateful for you and your service. It's Navy though, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, yes, it is. I caught that one. Navy, 20-year veteran right here. And I know what you're talking about. In Texas, here, we have a coalition that's together for our musicians that I've always been a part of. And what it is healthcare. So, our musicians, veteran or not, I'm just talking music right now, getting healthcare is major.
Oh, for
So,
sure.
yes, there's an annual event every year here. I haven't even told our big fish that I want to make sure he kind of looks into this. Um, this was something that Patrice Pike is a friend of mine. She's here in Austin, but she kind of has her hands in it a lot right now, and it's a big event that is thrown so that we can support musicians. Texas is the live music capital of the world right now. I can tell you that. Between South by Southwest, ACL, you name it, we are bringing country back. I'll tell you that one. And we have so much going on. But aside from that, I mean, we have to support each other, right? Like, for me, there isn't another option. It's like either be kind or go your own way, or
Right.
do no harm and still go your own way if you don't agree,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah.
Right? Like, I want you to disagree and not agree with me all the time. Like, I don't want to be robots around. We're all supposed to be different. We all have what we have because, listen, in every generation in my family, I know someone served. And you know what they gave us? They gave us the freedom of speech. The journalists out there, the reporters, you name it, they exist because an oath was taken and our freedom of speech and our rights gave us that. So, you know what? We got to keep exercising our rights. And through music is where I find peace and also the good book. So, there, you don't have to always agree with me. But I can tell you that just being down home, good people, what I call real people, that works. Just real people.
Sure.
Hey, CW. So the Ryman, it is true. The Ryman is there. It's a landmark historical building. 1974, they started to try to change some things around. You were at, this is what I was asking earlier. You were near Opryland, the
Yeah.
Opryland Hotel there in Nashville. Okay, everyone, remember I grew up there. Like, I've crawled around on the real what I call the real Grand Ole Opry downtown. Wonderful stories we'll talk about one day, like on the back channels. Beautiful stories. When they moved it, Opryland was a huge, like Six Flags is in Texas, so like a huge like amusement park and all kinds of stuff. And so I remember as a kid, it was like, you always want to go to Opryland. Now it's a little touristy for me, y'all. It's very like amped up, like into its like
Well,
sorry.
for me,
I'm not
I'm
PC. It's high collar. It's high collar, not blue collar to me. So
for
it's
sure.
like you think like so. I'm not judging. I'm like, great, we can all progress. But I really loved the whole atmosphere of that. But it's good news. The Ryman is a historical landmark that will not be touched. Part of the floor that was left there is still there. The building of many, many legends. That alley that I want to keep there. And listen, I know y'all keep hearing me say alley, and you're like, why does she care about an alley? Look it up. There's a lot about that alley. And when you got the owner of Tootsie or someone going like, make sure when I go, these kids don't come in here and like make it like that one over there. And I won't say which one. Downtown Nashville. I love you, Nashville. Grew up there. Love you, Texas. And you know what? Never give up. You're right, Phil. Thank you for all you're doing behind the scenes. I saw that. But at what we now call Opryland Hotel, the Opry House, CW, Josie Awards. And I'm saying this, and I know many of you out there stick with us on this one. The Josie Awards. And there's a lot we'll know because we have a lot of musicians that follow. So in Josie Awards, is it 8 times for you?
We just found out we got 2 more nominations. So we had 4 last year and 6 this year.
Nice.
And so, and I went last year, and that was my first time at the Grand Ole Opry. And I got to go there because we were up for 4 awards, and that was just mind boggling.
Wow.
And now I get to go back again this October for, the chance at, 6 more categories.
What
And
categories?
and what I like about the organization, and people need to understand this, is the Josie Music Awards is geared specifically towards the independent artist. So you're going to find, vocalist of the year, song of the year, all these different categories in all these different genres. In a lot of ways, it's much like the Grammys, but it's geared towards independent artists.
Yes, it is.
And so you'll have artists from all over the country that arrive in Nashville with their name on a list, and you do red carpet things, and you take pictures, and you meet all kinds of folks from all over the country that are just like you, trying to get your music out there and get it heard, and trying to always put your best foot forward. And so you start to, I got folks I still stay in touch with, and I'm looking forward to seeing them again in October.
Nice.
That's great,
nice.
man. What categories are you nominated for? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you earlier.
Oh, that's okay. I'm up for Artist of the Year, Male Vocalist of the Year, Musician of the Year, Entertainer of the Year as a group, Entertainer of the Year as an individual, and then of course I forgot the last one.
That's awesome, man.
That's when you know it's good.
I know, I'm like,
hey, that's when you know it's good.
Yeah, artist, vocalist, musician.
Male vocalist? Like
male
they
vocalist.
do separate
male,
that.
Male vocalist, country.
Yeah, I told you I know your whole bio. I'm
and
like,
so,
yeah,
if you go to our Instagram page, you'll see, you scroll through that, you'll see I did a post for each of those. So you'll see that, and if y'all want to join us, come on down to the Grand Ole Opry. They have you can buy tickets to watch the show, and then they'll have different events going on all weekend. It's the last weekend in October, and it was such a blast. And of course, we do our events, and then we're all dressed to the nines with everyone's got the ladies have their beautiful evening gowns, and the fellas got some snazzy jackets and whatnot. And then we all head downtown to Broadway, and they think that that music royalty has rolled into town, and everyone starts to look around like, is this someone we should take pictures with? Or they start asking questions, which is good. Now we get to talk about a little bit about the award program and how they're striving to shine a light on independent artists, which is always a good thing.
Yeah.
So we're high five, and they do stuff for every genre of music, instrumentals, the vocalists, the musicians, by specific instrument. It's just amazing, all the categories. I think last year they said there were 59,000 entries and 2.5% got to the nomination level.
Wow.
This year there were 75,000 entries and 3% got to the nomination level. So you're really talking about 2,250-ish nominations out of 75,000.
Wow.
And
That's
for
incredible.
the fact that that 6 came my way, I'm just like, that is humbling, because it's like,
beautiful.
wow, you're just thankful at that point to be nominated. If you win, that's a great bonus, but just to be nominated shows that you've garnered some recognition for all of your hard work. Because as a musician, we know people see the glamorous parts where we play a show for 2 or 3 hours, but they don't see all the behind the scenes stuff, that all the phone calls and the emails, and you practice, you write songs, you rehearse. I mean, I just got back from a 5-day run to Montana, Wyoming, and Nebraska, and I drove over 2,700 miles in 5 days.
Wow.
And so that's that people don't see that part. They just see you at a show having the best time of your life because you're in your element when you're on stage, but they don't necessarily see the fact that you set up and tear down, all this equipment, and then you go on stage, you give it your all, then you tear it all down, pack it up, stay in a maybe not so nice hotel, and you get up the next morning and you beat feet to the next place. And so it has to be a labor of love. Otherwise, if it's not, it is a hard row to hoe.
It is. I like how you said that too. That is true. Phil, I see you there. CW, he's not able to see your comments, I don't believe. But
yeah, I can see it.
Okay, good.
Oh, thank you, Phil. I appreciate that.
Phil is part of Patriots Inside the Wire, which is we have 2 foundations again: Gold Star Curling Foundation, Fallen Heroes Foundation. Siblings. We're big on sibling scholarship. We are big on music programs for the families. So the Josies, everyone, listen to me. Look it up. Go look. I want you to understand what it is and where it is. And, CW, to still go to what is now the Opry House is what I call it. Because when I say old means rhyming,
right.
Which was the Grand Ole Opry, right? So where it is now at Opryland, it still has the wooden floor, the circle that was there. So they took out half of that, and it's still there, and there's pieces. And so you go there, and it is unbelievable. Now, I am from there, so when I went and looked, I decided not to stand in the line and go look, because I was like, what are these people doing? And it's like, oh, they're taking tours and nah, I'll go downtown and talk to Redneck Riviera, Tootsie's, and I'll go find the veterans at Stop 22. Shout out to Doc, Chris Turner, Brooks Herring. There are many, Brian Romans. But here in Texas, so Doc, by the way, which is Malachi CW, has a very similar story to yours. It's our service for a very long time, and then took a job helping at the VA, and just finally, and loves music. Finally just said, I'm out and I'm doing music full time. He's doing great there in Tennessee. He happens to live near where my brother was, who's no longer here. But it's very interesting how I can go to Nashville and I could be in Texas. And I promise you, the people that I talk to in Nashville that are in the music business, they don't actually even ever know each other. So I'm like, how are y'all all here? Like, you just played down there on this day and you played on this day. Like, how do y'all not know each other? So my goal there is to connect all of that. And then Patriot Fest, like you see up in the right-hand corner of your screen out there, everybody. Patriot Fest, if you're interested as a sponsor or someone who would like to play, there's a lot of areas for you, vendors that will be there. And obviously, look, we support our service members, first responders, border. You don't need to hear me go through it all. You know that we are very dedicated to that. And the one thing I always say that I want to say to both of you, and I should say it to myself, but I don't take my own advice. When you go somewhere, everybody listen to me right now. When you call a musician, and look, there are so many good causes out there, right? It is so hard. But a lot will happen to me where it's like, oh, we need a musician for a hike, a fallen heroes in honor of this or that, but we don't have a budget for music. Now, I had an organization before my son was killed. I ran Military Moms of Texas, still do actually, except it says not just moms for now. And the one thing I never did was that. Like, you don't ask me to do that. Number one, they have served or are serving and get paid nothing. Okay? They don't make much money. And then now you want them, we got our freedom, and you want me to go use that word free to them. Can you play for free now? Don't call me at Patriots Inside the Wire. And now look, I'm not saying don't ever. We love a good cause, right? All of us will agree with that. I really just care that, I don't think the public, civilians, different organizations really understand like how it works. It's a military world. Mix that with music, right? When you've got military mixing with music, that's a whole different ballgame to me. So I thoroughly believe in that artists pay the artist, number one.
You know, the question I always ask is,
what is it?
You have security at this event, right? Yes. Are you paying them? Yes. So why would you pay security? Shouldn't you get volunteers for that as well? Mm-hmm. And so people are like, oh, they kind of get taken aback by that. But it's like, and there are select times where my timing and schedule works out to where I can do a few things, but you can't do it all for free. And even though there's great causes you'd love to support, you still have bills to pay. And, I'm rather fond of eating. Those kind of things.
Same. I'm a foodie, y'all. I don't deny it. I love my food. I don't have a money tree either, CW, or I'd share it with the world. I already try to overshare, don't I? Like, I got SWAT who's going to smack my hands, and like the things that we're doing, it's like, nope, we need to hold up here a minute. And we've got so much going on to help out there, not only in those areas, but in music. So within music and music programs for these kids, when I say kids, I mean even up, it doesn't have to be just a kid. But there are many areas here that need us. So, and yeah, I'm not pulling you into that, CW. What I'm saying is Patriot Fest is all about that. Patriots Inside the Wire is all about multiple things, and it's the umbrella. But there's always a mission and a cause with us, because when I look at this screen, here's what I see. I see Army, Navy right there, right? That's what I see. And then when I look in that picture, and I know that other people are like, can she talk about that? Yes. If you ever want to ask me questions, anyone listening out there, or you're someone that is curious, like how do you approach someone, or can you? That answer is going to be yes, because we're really waiting to be like, yes, please, can we come? We promise we're not going to sit in the corner and cry. Like, we just want to be a part of it. Like, bring us back to the truth. Like, where's our unit? Where do we go? So we thoroughly appreciate those who remember us, and they honor people like my son, a fallen soldier. And I have so many names out there that I can't list you all, but I'm thinking of you all right now. Phil, I see every bit of that. One team, one fight. I hear you. Phil just brought up something. Phil, So we just did an event in Franklin, Tennessee with Memories of Honor. Shout out there with Craig Wayne Boyd, Taylor Goyette. Oh Lord, do you remember the other two names? SWAT.
I don't, but I'll tell
Ah,
you what. I
Zeke.
know CW probably knows Craig Wayne Boyd
Oh
pretty
yeah,
well.
Craig Wayne
Yeah.
and I hung out a little bit.
All right. Well, yeah, he played the show, and it's the first time I met him.
He's
You
a
know,
good dude.
I did not even know. Listen, you know me, right? I just jumped in the truck. I don't care if you're on a show, you're the freaking president. Well, really, I don't want to meet any of them right now. But what I'm trying to say is, I don't care. Like, you got a title. Like, I get dressed too. I eat too. I am human. Like, okay, cool. Like, what do you want? You want a cookie? I mean, we're all humans that just need to take care of each other. I'm not impressed by status or titles. As a matter of fact, I probably run from that, to be honest. When you mention that word corporate, it's almost like, like, please don't make me go back there. Um, but CW, boy, Phil, I will definitely get in touch with you, work on that press situation. And my answer is yes. So SWAT, the Josie Awards, October. I do have a place there. I'll just say Tennessee is what I'm going to say. So I go back and forth. I was just there and I'm going back for a while. And then I'll go back and forth. But around that October date, being in media or being in, I can laugh at this one. I'll tell you this one, okay? And everybody out there listening, okay, don't send me messages about this. And it's because someone else has already thrown it out there. So when I was younger, and I'm not old, when I was younger, they had a thing called Miss Opryland. And this one, young, a little bit naive, and I'll admit I still am a little naive, and I'm okay with that. I'd rather be that than a lot of other things. Did it without even thinking. I was like, wait, what? No, like, not me. But yes, that was part of it. And then our big buddy up there mentioned CMT, CMA, some different things. And I was just like, let's just hold on here a minute. My vocal cords got cut not long ago. I'm still working on some of those things. But songwriting, CW, songwriting, like SWAT and I have gotten on here on a Sunday, and it's what we call our singer-songwriter Sunday sessions. And what that is writers' rounds. You know those, right? You
Oh,
get
yeah.
in that room, you get in the studio, doesn't matter. We get in here and we literally are like live, like someone's in Tennessee, someone's in Nebraska. We got SWAT, you got me, and we're all like, okay, like these are the memories I want. The Blue Bonnet Cafe, like these are the times that, like, when The Dance was written. If you don't know what that is, oh my goodness, I don't know how to help you except say, please tell me you know what I'm talking about when I talk about that song, The Dance, or Clint Black. So there's just a couple of them that I'm like, you should know that little bit of your history maybe in music, but whatever appeals to you. Okay. I like good music. When people say, well, what kind of music do you like, Tracy? I'm like, good music. So I was like, what? I said, good music. Hey, I like jazz, rock, country, blues, gospel. I mean, whatever moves my soul, right? So, and whatever it is for everyone else, I just find it very therapeutic for me, and where I grew up and some things that are going on. But keeping this on track, hey, CW, your kids are grown, right?
Yep.
He has kids, y'all, that are grown, and was with him on that trek throughout the military. So when you're in the military, and they call it military brat, I hate that term, y'all. I really
Well,
do.
there's a
Actually.
few of them that have called that to be an earned name for sure.
Well, okay, I'll agree. I said I'm agreeable. Anyway, moving around like that, CW, and being in the service for so long, like, when did you start in music? Like, at a young age, you just knew?
Well, I mean, I sang and played an instrument since I was probably in 4th grade.
Yeah.
And but guitar is something I would play off and on. And to be honest, I've had this band 6.5 years. About 7.5 years ago, I could not play and sing at the same time.
Oh, okay.
I was in one other band before I formed my band, and I auditioned. They're like, "Okay, dude, yeah, you're in. Can you play and sing at the same time?" I'm like, "Yeah." And in my mind, I'm like, "Why did you say that? You can't do that." So kind of threw myself at the deep end of the pool, and I'm like, "Well, okay." And at that
Figure it
point,
out.
I was learning 5 or 6 songs a week, learning how to play that guitar while I was singing, and I'm like, "Holy moly!" But yeah, I've since gotten through that. But man, I literally threw myself in the deep end of the pool with that. Oh yeah, like why did you
Yeah,
say that?
I do the same thing. I'm actually, it's interesting. You just said that. Like for me too. Like music, I hear it. Like I don't read it. I can just go by ear. My son right now is heavy into guitar, smart, believer, Christian school. He came to me the other day and like, look, he picked up that guitar and I'm like, wait a minute. Like he just goes and looks like on YouTube or something.
Oh yeah,
Boom. He's got a song like that and got everything. And he used to do his on shows, like, but he's at that age right now where they're like, don't put me on there, mom. So, but he's playing, and
there you
he'll be
go.
able to later hear you say that because I want him to hear it. His brother isn't here who would tell him, dude, I was in choir in
Oh yeah, all
high
that stuff as a
school.
kid.
Yeah, so there is nothing nerdy, nothing weird about being in theater, choir, any of this. This is a good thing. But he did say to me, do you think I could quit school and start a band?
No,
What?
no, because at the end of the day, what some people forget, they get so wrapped up in the art, they forget it is the music business. So you need to understand the business side of things so that you don't get taken advantage of, and that you
That's
learn
right.
how to price your show so that you know what you're worth.
Right.
Because if you know, some people sell themselves so short, and it honestly hurts the entire music community when you do that, because they think, well, they can get any band for $600. It's like, no. It's just like I would tell people this: you cannot expect to get a Corvette for the price of a Chevette. It's not. You can't do that. Sorry, that's not how it works. I understand if you can't afford a Cadillac
But
and you got a budget to work with, but you can't expect to get a Cadillac for a Honda Civic budget. It's just not the same.
beer and champagne budget. Listen,
Yeah,
you want to hear
that's
something?
another good
Yeah.
analogy.
There, listen. You said two things right there. I said to him, I am not kidding. I can't believe you just said what you said. I was talking about cars. I said, okay, there's someone that has a classic Corvette that will never drive it. It's sitting in a garage. Like, come on, man. You got to get in that car. Like, there's just certain things in life, like you go through the process, and I'd be driving it. Like,
Yeah, what are you
I
saving for? Why are you saving it?
look,
It's meant to be enjoyed.
there's two things I know that are going to happen in this world: taxes, and unfortunately, a beginning and an end. So don't save anything. Don't lose another hour. Hey, listen to me. Losing a son is the worst thing in the world that's ever happened to me. And I've had a lot of things around me. Life is too short. I'm going to tell you, don't do it.
Tomorrow is
Always
never promised.
choose. Exactly. Choose your family, choose your child, and then you can do it. Like thanking SWAT right now. Something recent came up and he's like, I got it. I got the business side. Don't you worry. We're family. And I'm like, thank you for that, SWAT. Like, that meant a lot. It is strange. I got to tell you, like, it's like he's an only kid, and it's never been like that at my house. It's like, this is new territory for me because I used to have like like, all right, go to your brother or something like that. But like, I don't have that right now. But ironically, I said what you said. So, and I talked about Chevy. He's like, all right, then I want one of those old Ford pickups. And I said, son, do you know how much a classic Ford truck is? And I'm talking old school. He's an old soul, y'all. Like what he wants is not your normal thing. A kid, it just turned 15, 6'2", 240. You look grown, but you're not child. You're not
Man child.
driving. Yeah, yeah, and that can be bad sometimes too, because people expect you to be older.
Right.
But no, he does great in school. Look, he just got his information, like honors on the president's roll again. I can brag about him. Talk about the good book. I put my son there. His name is Cash, y'all. And we won't get into that, but his name is Cash, and he's doing great. But he does miss and has mentioned, where is everybody? Like, I'm bored. Like, what's going on? And I'm like, well, kind of lost a lot of people all at once, honey. And, we're rebuilding, right? We got this. Like, I can do it. You can do it. But I'm figuring it out. We'll be good. It's all good to me if we stick together as a community, right? I
Oh
don't
yeah.
need you to agree, but hey, we will all be great. Leading into that, CW, is the conversation I was having with SWAT when that lovely slab, I don't even know what it was. It's like bacon, or we're at this hotel for
Oh yeah.
T3R.
Yeah.
Like,
That I don't know what they put on that
what
stuff, but it
what is
was
it?
highly addictive. I
Was
mean,
it bacon slab, or was it
yeah,
like pork?
it was thick cut cured bacon that had this seasoning on it that was just fantastic.
I am not lying, y'all. Like thick, big. And they were like, "You want to try it?" And I'm thinking, I don't know if I want to try that, man.
Yeah,
I love meat though. I love red meat. So
yeah, it was very, very
I was
good
like, you know what?
And that's
I'll
Texas
try it.
style.
I'll
for
try
sure.
it. Oh, SWAT, you gotta, this one was beyond Texas. I don't know what you want to call it, but I think they had ordered two by the time we sat there talking about the music business, the world, the veterans. CW had not made the trek here yet with his beautiful wife that is now moved. Is she moved to Texas yet?
No,
Gotcha. So eventually,
yeah,
kids are doing great. And how does your wife feel about becoming a Texan?
she's on board.
Well, that's a good thing. What were you going to do if
She's
not?
well, yeah. I got I got a story I'll tell you offline about it. It's very funny.
Okay.
It's a
Back
very funny
channel.
story. Yeah.
That's a back channel. Let me go back to where I was going with this. SWAT up here knows Jimmy very well. A lot of people do. But I know SWAT, you know him way better than I do. I know that when our big fish took a phone call, Jimmy kind of reached over and said, "Hey, here's my card." And so SWAT and I hadn't really put out the show like we were doing that much. We were like working on things. So not only were we working on, and there's someone else behind all of this too. There's actually multiple people now, which is a great thing, right? Great. I worked for the Metropolitan out of DFW up there around our big fish. And what I did was reviews on music, food, venues. I had a magazine. So I actually got paid to do all that. So I get to go and like interview, some pretty big bands. That was great. But dude, reviewing the food, and you can bring like 10 people, and back then, like, yeah, we'll try it. I loved it. Events, you name it. And I kind of hung it up for a while. But you know what? I heard that 80s is the new vintage. That's what my child told me. And I'm like, 80s is
Ouch.
vintage?
Ouch.
Like, child. I was a child. Like, 80s isn't vintage. And they're like, no.
You got to remember, 1980 is 45 years ago.
I don't want to think about it.
Let's, all right, change the subject. That's awful. That's awful.
Yeah, let's just move on from that because I haven't hit that other number. I'm still in those. I like that number 4. So, what do they say? Your 40s are your new 20s or 30s?
Yeah,
I don't know.
50's the new 20 or something like that, or something like that. I don't know
Well,
what
I
it is.
hope I feel
I'm
like
good-
that when
I'm
I
good
hit
with
it.
that.
If I feel 20 when that number comes, then I'll be like, hey, I'm ready to go.
Well, you know
I
what?
get
I'll
teased.
tell you what. It's CW, and for you probably feel the same way I do. One of my favorite George Strait songs, of course, is Troubadour, because when he has that line says, "I still feel 25 most of the time." That's
Yeah.
how I feel, my friend. Especially
Yeah,
when we kind of get up there. But You know, the cool thing about it is that, especially down here in Texas, Tracy, and you know this, and CW, I'm sure you know this, music, good music, they don't care if you're 15, 25, 85. Good music is good music. And especially
Well,
down here.
look at Willie Nelson, 91 years old.
On tour, y'all.
Exactly.
He'll sell out a stadium in nothing flat because
Yeah.
they don't care that he's 91. It's
Yeah.
Willie Nelson. And
So-
here's a little tidbit. Willie and I had the same birthday.
Get out
Nice. You do know about his 4th of July deal that he does. Where he
Oh
goes.
my gosh, I'd love to be a part of that someday.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
no,
you're
I had a radio DJ ask me about, what's an odd fact that people might be surprised to learn. I said, well, I share a birthday with Willie Nelson and Dale Earnhardt. That's as country as it gets.
Dude, you just hit it again. So my grandfather, uncle, all of them raced in the Daytona. So I was climbing in and out of race cars, literally.
Yeah, my uncle was on a pit crew, so I did some of that myself. In fact, I tried as a kid. I tried to ride a 10-speed through turns 3 and 4 of the Bristol Motor Speedway in Tennessee.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
I failed miserably. I think I was 8 or 9 years old. I thought, I can go fast enough to go through that. I could not.
No, I didn't actually race them, but they did. And he had a shop before that, worked on cars for Elvis, you name it. Music's always been around on both sides. Great man. But yeah. So there you go. I got music, racing, UFC. Everybody's like, what? UFC? I'm like, oh yeah. I love boxing and UFC. Like, turn it on. You'll see me like, you know how a guy will be watching football or a girl watching football and they're like, oh, go, or screaming at the
Getting
TV.
into it.
Why are they screaming at the TV? Well, I realized not that long ago, if you watch me watch a boxing match, I'm laughing at myself, or a UFC, I'm like, oh, no, go. Like, it's like, oh.
Getting into it.
Stop. Yeah, but I can't help it. Like, it's like, I just can't fake it, man. I love it. Everything about you. You're here in Texas. I want to encourage everyone, look up the Josie Awards. It is beautiful because, as he mentioned, there are so many categories and so many people within our music community, veterans or not. The music that is being done in today's digital world. We are now, as a platform, finding out. This was before the curve. Like, this has been, like I said, like, I've worked in these areas and I had to take a little bit of break because of something that, well, this was my son and some things you have to go through in the military, right? So y'all were in the military. So between paperwork and line of duty, and I don't care where, I do care about you, but the military, it doesn't matter because paperwork is paperwork. You got to go through all that. You got to go through line of duty, and it takes them 2 years. And then if something happened to them that's highly illegal, then you got to go through court systems. It was 5 to 7 years. Yeah. So I finally got a break and it came back about a year ago. So Venue magazine ran that for years. So Venue Reviews is back up. Venue Reviews. We will be checking out music, food, and events. Patriot Fest for our concert. One of the things on our list is, I call them the Big Fish. Big Fish Global War on Terrorism Wall for Veterans Day. Listen, out there with Veterans Day coming up, you want to see something spectacular? The area up there, CW, you've seen it, correct?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The Medal of Honor Museum is awesome, too.
Yeah. I mean, I like y'all to talk about it because as veterans, usually like the family hasn't, if they've gone, I don't know. It's like, I haven't yet. I would want to have like a veteran or someone with me that says, yeah, check this out, check that out. But yes, so the Veterans Day, what they do for Veterans Day up there is unbelievable. Have you attended a Veterans Day event that the Big Fish puts on?
I have not yet, but I will. I'll be there this year. In fact, I'll have a song that's going to come out right before that called "Under This Flag."
Wow, I like it.
And it's one of those. When I wrote it, I got choked up writing it, so I don't know that I'll ever be able to perform it live because it's so emotional.
Well, tell us about the song a little bit, if you don't mind. You just struck my interest.
The first verse talks about, here I stand under this flag, defending her right to fly free. My brothers and sisters locked arm in arm, this much we guarantee. So that's the first chorus.
Wow.
The next two choruses are decidedly heavier. So instead of where the first chorus is, under this flag is where I stand, the second one is, here I lie under this flag, defended her right to fly free, gave my life in sacrifice. This is what I guaranteed. And so I'm getting a little choked up just speaking the lyrics.
Absolutely.
I don't know that I'm ever going to be able to sing this live because it's so emotional.
And it
Well,
hits
you know what?
It hit home to you, of course. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love that, man. That's great. That's beautiful.
And so,
Yeah.
that'll be coming out probably the very end of September. It's kind of leading in, or the very end of October, rather, the lead into Veterans Day.
Beautiful.
It is beautiful. Look, up there, I mean, I'll be very honest with you. I have not gone to my own son's. Look, everybody has a process, right? I got to go look up there. I mean, for me, it's what works. Although I'd like to go, I'm not going to go by myself. So I'm kind of like thinking I will do better just speaking with a few people and not like going down that lane by myself. So that's a goal, is that to try to get up there for Veterans Day. And that's how I reconnected with the big fish. And everybody out there's probably like, she keeps saying the big fish. I like fishing too, by the way. I love deep sea fishing. I like fishing. But yes, I have named him. He is. And your flyer, CW, we've had that out. We're going to get you back on because we really want to market that a lot more, like a lot more time for you. And we usually do with our guests. It's like if we don't get enough there or we haven't advertised enough, we come back to our people, we come back to our family, and we keep going. This digital world of promoting, being on. I mean, I've had multiple musicians, CW. Is this true for you? Are you told that you need about 2 hours a day on social media?
Oh my gosh, I bet I spend 30 hours a week on social media. People are like, well, I mean, you only play for 3 hours a night for 3 nights a week. I said, that's 9 hours of what you see. I spend another 60 making phone calls, sending emails. I have to write songs. I practice on my own. I rehearse with the band. And then there's travel time. I mean, I work more now than when I had a day job.
Yeah.
Because it's you're running a small business. And I tell people this all the time. I said, it wouldn't matter whether I'm strumming strings or mowing grass. I'm not going to lose money doing this because I do run it like a business.
Yeah.
But I'm having the best time of my life.
That's beautiful.
Regardless.
Yeah.
But you still have to remember it is the music business.
I like it. I like it. I like where you're going in that. So I know that you were about to say something. What would you like to say?
No, I was just kind of piggybacking off of what CW said. You were saying that you put in more hours, but you know what? To someone like you, it probably doesn't even feel like work, does it?
It doesn't. I mean, you just know that you're on your phone all the time with emails and phone calls, and someone calling wanting they want a quote request for this, that, or the other, and I've had some absolutely jaw-dropping opportunities fall on my lap. Like I'm going to play July 3rd, an Independence Day celebration in Crested Butte, Colorado.
Wow.
That fell in my lap. And I mean, they're giving us 2 nights of hotel, a wristband to cover meals and drinks both days. And we're going to play for 90 minutes. And they're legit treating us like rock stars.
That's awesome.
That is beautiful. I know
and
that
they
you lived in
said
Colorado.
that the large a part of the crowd that will be there are folks from Texas. They're trying to get away from the Texas heat for a little bit. And so, with any luck, we might be the headliner next year. If we go out there and dazzle them a little bit, we might be the headliner next year.
Well, you could be. And remember, we have some things going on here that on the back channels we will be discussing with several people, actually.
Right
I
on.
include you in one of those. Joking, man. That's just part of our circle too. But Big Fish knows me pretty well. I say I'm in for it, but we are going to create our own.
Absolutely.
So we are creating our own festival, and it will have, different vendors there from different, whether it's military, whether it's police, fire, right, SWAT. I mean, we're going to have our bands, our food. Remember, foodies, sweet tea. You're in Texas, okay? Water for sure to hydrate. Many things going on. The motorcycle community, number one, is just a fabulous community that supports. I mean, people do not know that. They do not realize that the motorcycle community is the number one community that brings in the most funds to support organizations.
They do a lot, for sure.
It's unbelievable. And I can tell you that if I hadn't had them, when you have to go through all that and like you get that knock at the door, it's just like on a movie. It's like they're dressed and they're at your door. You're like kind of curled up. I get that same feeling. You're curled up on that couch in a corner and you're like still going, it's not me. Like they're wrong. And they come in and you're just like, whoosh.
Yeah, you want them to be wrong, but they're not.
Your whole world, I don't even know how to, if you could feel what I feel right now, your whole world just like went a flash. Like it was like, but you make a decision out there, everyone. Listen, life is short. You lay down and you cry, and that's okay if that's what you need to do. I had to get up and fight. Like, that's who I am. There were things that needed to be done. It is a process that will help everyone further, and we believe in that. So advocating for that, advocating for some other things that are needed out there. Part of the reason we're going to be at Fort Cav. I'll say Cav. This Wednesday, if anyone's listening out there, you're welcome to come meet us there at Fort Cav. Let them know that you are there as the Gold Star Advocates or Patriots Inside the Wire. We'd love to have you again, 1 to 4 this Wednesday, June 12th. That's why, CW, I needed you tonight. I was like, you know what? I'll go live from there, but I prefer not to. I want to focus on the families, and then I probably still will. One of the moms, she sings and plays too. I got to get my playing better. CW, you hit it. Like being able to sing and play for me is like, my son laughs. He's like,
it takes a minute. But
like,
once you kind of get your head wrapped around it, then you realize, this is not as, because you have yourself psyched out a little bit about how, because you see some amazing musicians playing and singing. You're like, holy cow, how are they doing that?
Right.
But
Navarro. So Navarro. I hope everybody on this screen knows what I'm talking about, right? Dave Navarro plays. He was on that show that Patrice Pike from Austin actually was on there too as a host. Musicians, healthcare, you name it. The show wasn't on that long. It was a great show. I mean, talk about playing. Like, that's what you just said. Like, you're supposed to be able to do that. Like, my dad did that. He could pick up a guitar and just boom, right out. My brother. Now my son is like, I just can't do both at the same time. So it's like, well, Tracy, can you text and walk at the same time? I'm like, no, because you shouldn't either.
That's a good way to walk into a light post or a street sign.
I'm like, what kind of question is that? Like, is that where we're at these days? We were asking these questions. Come on now, man. I'm doing a law right now. Like, I can't even like go there. It's like, if I get busted for something like that, I'm in trouble. No, we want everybody out there to be good. Hey, CW, where are you playing at? Like where can someone catch a show?
Our next show locally is going to be Pearl Saloon in the Stockyards, July 12th. I've got some out-of-state shows that I was obligated to do some things, and I want to honor those obligations. But another cool one is a name you might recognize is At the end of July, I'll be in Cheyenne, Wyoming for Frontier Days, opening for Aaron Watson.
Nice.
Yeah, he's a
Hey.
cool dude. He's a cool dude.
Yeah. I always tell everyone, like, there were 3 songs. So, see, this is in my family. It's been in our blood music. There's 3 songs, the lyrics that were posted. Sorry, my
Oh.
phone just interestingly started singing to me, and it said, God gave you, it's the song, God gave you the best around. Okay. Well, anyway, I've had some interesting things happen lately. But playing the same time, singing, now you're on social media all the time. The other part of us is the digital media marketing. And then what I tell people is, okay, well, then go look. If out of Arlington, DFW paid me from the Metropolitan to do it, trust me, I did it professional. I'm not a kid. Just turn it on Facebook. That's not how it works. Well, I guess it does when you're younger, and that's all great. But what we're doing is with a mission and a cause and that passion, we'll be able to go back into that community and make a difference. And that means everything to me. So whether it's a veteran too, like there is no exclusion there. It doesn't have to be just the siblings. It doesn't have to be a Gold Star mom. You know what I mean? Like we need to be a part of that and give back to that and be thankful for what we have. Am I like 100% good? I am not a liar. No, I am not. I'd be lying to you if I said I was. I miss my son. I love him so much, but I just say prayers up, everybody. Prayers up, and keep moving forward. Stay busy. And if you need anything, reach out or contact your SOS provider. Or if you're in the Marines, they actually have their own. And listen, y'all, I'm saying this, I'm going to get it. But the Marines do a great job of taking care of the families. So I am experienced in this area, unfortunately. And I have been in this because of the organizations I had before he was killed. The Marines and how they take care of these families is like, they're still there. I mean, I got families that have no issues, no nothing. And then I've got the ones that are like, okay, well, I'm telling you where to go. This is where you go. Go to your Survivor Outreach Services Department. Anyone listening to me, FRG, but really it's your SOS. And I don't mean an organization because there's one of those out there, but on a base, Survivor Outreach Services. And then I went straight to the top, y'all, like just trying to deal with all that. So if anyone out there's listening, that's what you do. You need the number. You need to figure that out. We can do that. Look, they are with you for life. That SOS coordinator is supposed to be with you for life. Now, in some areas, some branches that have failed in this area, not all, that's another thing we want to work on. We don't need to be dropping families. We need to always remember. We need to be grateful. We need to understand and have that compassion. So the more we can do to just help each other, the better we're all going to be, right? Like, you know, there's so much going on right now. Like we just had the commissioner just put us with Go Texans. So Go Texans, CW. Hey, SWAT, you can talk about this one because SWAT was like, man, that was the deal, right, SWAT? You can let our audience know.
We were just very, very fortunate. CW, you might have even seen him at the award show. We had the Commissioner of Agriculture, Sid Miller, he actually presented one of the awards. He was there, good friend of the show, and he actually shared our show on his page, of course. So that was just, monumental.
Nice.
But we've been very, very fortunate. Of course, we get to hang out with artists like you. We get to have, sometimes local, again, we don't like to get political, but they're friends of the show, and we like to, all promote each other, and it's just so cool. And I'll just tell you what, it's been so good to catch up with you again, and see you again. The last time we saw each other was at the award show. I did have a real quick question. If people want to check out your music, where can they go? Is it up on all the, obviously all the platforms,
Yeah. What are Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, Amazon, Pandora? Whatever your favorite streaming site is, we're there. In fact, our newest single that came out 3 weeks ago is a song called "What If I." It's a sappy love song about what if I couldn't help but fall in love.
I love it.
but it's getting some traction on Texas radio, and we appreciate all the stations that are giving it a spin. And if check it out if you love it. Call them about 10, 12 times a day and request it.
Yeah, do it. I just pulled up a picture here, so I know that you two can't see me. But out there, everyone looking right now, if you see these right here at the bottom, even for our show, he's also on every one of those. So
Yeah.
if you go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeart, LinkedIn, X, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, radio, TV, Amazon, Apple, we officially have ours. I'm going to take your picture down. I let everybody get a good look at you, like your hat. Look, I'm at CW and it was just chill. Like I was in sweats. They gave me grace to at least run up and put up my stuff. And I sat there, and again, SWAT and I'll get together on this, but we are looking forward to figuring out Jimmy and where you're fitting in with that too. If you're going to be planning to do any shows.
Oh, yeah.
You are? Okay. Well, I love to hear that, because if you remember, I was sitting right there and I said, that won't work. So I can tell you right now that SWAT and I will be doing some talking, and we appreciate and love to give back and look forward to helping. And but Tracy is someone who will go and say, hey, Jimmy, can we have a talk? Because hey, let's do a segment at least on this one area over here that we kind of brought to your attention. Now, just because I say something doesn't mean that we own it. It just means that, hey, let's all work together. And SWAT knows him very well, and he is busy. I mean, I don't know another word, but just plain off the charts busy. And again, it goes back to this whole digital era of music, right? And that's what he was frustrated with. He's extremely frustrated about it. And I was like, he's like, what do you do? And I'm like, well, actually, I do what you're looking for to take your stress away. And that is with a media marketing digital company with reviews or our show, our concert. We got a lot going on. You should just give me a call or something. And then he looked at me and said, well, what do you think about what I just said? And I said, do you really want me to answer? Because I tell the truth. I can't help it. We both agreed, and it was awesome. So I just had a great time with you, a great time getting out of that big old truck of the big fish too. Like his blue cowboy boots, baby blue hat. I want that hat. CW.
He is a snappy dresser, that's for sure. He's definitely his boot game is on point.
You tell him I want that baby blue hat.
Oh, I don't know. You might have to arm wrestle him or something. I don't know.
I don't know about something, but I'll try the arm wrestling part.
All right, you might say maybe best 2 out of 3. Maybe you can take him.
Maybe I'll play pool.
There you go. Well, I don't know about that either. I think he's a pretty decent pool player.
Oh, well, good. I'm
glad.
From
what I heard.
You know what? I just love like talking and messing with him, and you were the same way. We just sat there, and it was like old friends just coming together. SWAT, I got to talking to him, voted, male vocalist of the year. He's been going around to different radio stations, and his was Sure Feels Good. So Sure Feels Good. Where's it at on the charts, SWAT?
It hit in the top 40, so we were really proud of it. We're actually working on the next project, but I'm going to have to go check out that What If I now, because that might just blow the socks off me. So CW, I'm going to go check out your new stuff, man. That's
I appreciate that. We had a ton of fun making that with Bart Rose over there in Fort Worth. And then here's a little sneak tidbit. We recorded one song that's going to be submitted to a TV show that most people know very, very well.
I know this.
It may or may not be set in a place that's has a similar name to a national park out west.
Yeah, nice. I know exactly, but I'm not going to go further with it either. It's on the back channel.
And so we shall see if that gets picked up, things could get very crazy very quickly.
Well, and that's what Jimmy.
That's a good problem to have.
Yeah, the reason this all came up. Listen, like we were all just sitting there in the hotel lobby, and it was Jimmy with his spiral notebook and his pen, and Fish is taking a lot of calls. 1 minute I'm hearing Tiger King, then I'm hearing like about we need the flag here, and we need to do the event, and shout out to one of our good friends to all of us that night. Many prayers up for that family. We're so glad that he's doing better. And I know the three of us on the screen understand that. I just don't want to put his personal business out there, but I did want to say that. What a beautiful event. But CW, that gospel hour, that was fabulous.
Oh, that was a lot of fun. And honestly, that's a little more. It's a little more stressful to play in front of your peers than it is a crowd of 1,000 people or something like that. You're like, yeah, that's easy. Your peers, I'm at least for me, I'm way more self-conscious about that because like, oh, man, if I hit a bad note, they're gonna know. They're gonna know. So you psych yourself out a little bit, but you do that, and then it's like it feels good to do that.
You did a great job. I mean, there were multiple up there. We haven't gotten them all on yet, but we will. And so you got to go there at the end. Joe starts off. He changed the words to a song out there that a lot of people know the movie. It's actually an old movie too, and I'm not dating myself. I didn't know that. Someone else told me. Beautiful. I love the way he arranged it. He mentioned it on the show, the words that he put in there, his faith and where it stands. SWAT's friends, literally, with a couple of the ladies that were amazing. And then I got CW, and we'd been around them the whole night before, just sitting around. I had a Sprite, big slab of bacon is what I'm going to call it because I don't know what it is.
Yeah, it was. It was bacon.
I wish I'd taken a picture. I'm not kidding. Like, I'm not somebody who's like, oh, I got to take a picture of my food, like put it on social media. But that one, I would have put that on social media.
All I know is I'm going back for another round of it when next chance I get.
Well, you're not far. And so I want SWAT and I to get up there. And obviously our team, I'm not leaving one out when I'm talking. Veterans Day, we've been talking about this and what he's doing up there for Veterans Day and where he needs help. So
right on.
Just all anybody has to do is just call, text. Actually, you'll probably get me quicker through a text. I'll be really honest. I hate emails. I'll do it for work, but you can get me really fast. Like I was showing you, CW, scan this. Everybody looked at me like, what is she talking about? Like, because I didn't have any cards on me. So I was like, no, scan this. Okay, so everybody looking, don't scan it right now, but there's a scan code. And if you can tell, do you see the back of my phone, what it is? One person has figured out what's on the back of my phone.
It's hard to see.
You're going to have to tell us. We can't see that far.
You can't see what that is?
I don't have my
it looks like a cassette.
Yes.
Holy cow. You have a lot of young folks that have no idea what that is.
Well, that already happened. I was like, what the? Are you kidding me?
No, it's a medium that they've not ever had to experience.
Well, I loved it. I was like, listen, that, and then the scanning card. So we were doing that with you first time. And so I've got everything in mine that can be shared to you but you have to save it in yours. I don't know if you did.
I did.
So, okay, well, it didn't pop up. So I've got it all set right now. Easy to go. Spotify is up as well. John Swat, johnswatband.com. All of these stations we're talking about. YouTube, add it to a playlist. Apple, add it to a playlist. I mean, I can keep going, but I've shown all the channels. Please, when you look this up. When it comes to songwriting, CW, what is it in you that you find helps you? And also, when are you the most creative? Because that's always an interesting thing.
That last question is the easiest part. For some reason, I write majority of my songs between midnight and 4 a.m.
Right here. I'm up
because
4 a.m.
I sort of feel like maybe, I get a little tired. And so I let my defenses down and my guard down a little bit. And all of a sudden ideas pop in my head and it's like, oh, let me write that down. Because
what I do.
I've probably got a little over 100 songs that are written, and I've got somewhere between 800 and 900 ideas in my phone and my tablet.
So do I.
I'm always
Um,
writing stuff down. I've got, sometimes it's a phrase, sometimes it's a word, sometimes it's just a theme that pops in my head. Other times I have to pull up my voice recorder on my phone and like sing a little melody in my phone so that I'll remember it later. Because I guarantee you, I've probably lost 100 ideas thinking that,
oh yeah.
I'll remember that. No, document. Always.
Yes.
Don't rely on your memory because there's songs we know. There's songs we know very well. Great songs of it and we sometimes forget the words. How is it you forget the words? Ever forget the words to Folsom Prison? You're like, oh, what's the next line? And
Yeah.
we've all done it with a song of one
Boy
one
named
type or
Sue.
another. And so always write it down because if you could forget, what's the next line in Folsom Prison, you can forget your own words for sure.
That's right. That's right. Except for Boy Named Sue. I will say that one. That one I will not forget.
There you
Um,
go.
So, CW, it has been great to have you. This is usually when I say music time. Ding, ding, ding.
Thank you so
Music
much for
time.
having me.
Well, you're going to hear some music. We just got to, I always look at SWAT like I'm doing right now, and he knows. He's like, oh, there she goes. She's going to put me on the spot. And I'm like,
Yeah.
of course, man. This is my family. This is someone who I've partnered with. This is someone that their whole family is incredibly caring, kind, and just their faith and sending out love. So, SWAT, thank you for that. And something that recently just happened, and I always find that you're there, and I
Well,
appreciate it.
we're always going to be here, but I'll tell you what, next time we're going to put CW on the spot because
I will.
I promise I will bring my guitar the next time. I just didn't realize that was. I thought we were just going to chat stuff up. Yeah, I definitely. I look forward to that.
Yeah, you got a lot going on, but I'm looking forward to What If I'm going to go check it out right when we hop off here. And for everybody out there, y'all be sure to go check out my man and all his music and visit his websites and see what kind of shows he's got coming up. Once again, is it 20 hands up? Is that what it is?
20 hands high. 20 and 20's all spelled out.
Yep, I got it. Scrolling across the screen. It's literally nonstop. Will be here. Anybody listening right now and watching? Number one, my goodness, we're getting a lot of comments here, y'all. I'm failing. That's a joke.
20 hands high.
Oh, they said that we are night owls, CW, and it's because that part you said about being creative happens to me at night. So everybody knows. It's like, dang, how late does Tracy stay up?
Right.
Like, I just, for some reason, my creative stuff comes to me like right at that moment. And it's like, oh, I need sleep. But yet, like, I'm going to write that down. And then I'll usually come back to SWAT and like, SWAT. Well, the two I have right now. So Heartstrings and a Gold Star Mom. So I keep saying it. And I'm looking at SWAT, not UCW or CW. You can collab. But I'm telling you, I already know a number one hit will be when that person comes up with a Gold Star Mother's song. You have no idea how many people are going to use it, play it, and want it. So I always say, use my son's story. If you can't think of a story, Sergeant Two Step, Google it. I mean, he's not hard to find. We're not hard to find, but SWAT's easy to find. Heartstrings, we have heartstrings. We all do. Those get damaged by grief. I'm looking for that song and a Gold Star Mom. So, and more intro songs to our show. We love to promote our veterans, our musicians, first responders, all that, and collab. So anytime you come on, anybody listening right now, be prepared. If you play, sing, whatever, come on in. Bring your drums, wherever you're at. Or SWAT is never on here without his guitar. So, hey, you ever want to jump in, do it.
I know it's coming, but next time we're going to put CW on the spot. Man, thank you so much. And by the way, if I haven't said it already, thank you for your service. I mean, 20 years.
And likewise, my friend, likewise.
Yeah. 20 years in the Navy. I mean, And you know what? To your family as well, to your wife and kids. I mean, like Tracy and I always say, it's not just, the service members who serve, it's the families as well.
For
And
sure.
congratulations, man, on all your success. Congratulations on the awards. I mean, that's awesome. And you know what?
Yeah,
Many more to come.
that's
Oh,
right.
thank you. That's very humbling. Thank you so much.
That's right. So everybody, 20 Hands High, that is spelled out, 20handshigh.com. That is with CW. CW Wooten.
Yes, ma'am.
If you want to go there, but it's CW at 20handshigh.com. Please go check out his music. The 10 song. So your Tin Roof?
Oh, Tin Roof Romance.
Yes.
Yeah, that's about, you had plans to go out, but you heard the rain on the tin roof, and you had other plans you had romantic thoughts. Let's put it that way.
So I'm doing your advice. So like any good person that's going to pull you on, be careful, CW. I tell everyone, like, don't just jump on any show, okay? Because time is valuable, right? Like some people are just on Facebook, which is great. That's perfect. But when you're a musician or you're a company and agency of some sort and you need like true digital marketing and a way to get things out, that's what we're about because it brings back to the cause that is in our heart. So again, Heartstrings, I've written some of it. Gold Star Mom, I can't go there because of we know why. I think it needs to come from a veteran, and I think that if anybody Googles, you'll find my story pretty easy. I'm a fighter, and let's just say that God was good, and I am a lucky one. The military was very, very, very caring and took care of things when things were just not going right. So I am one of the lucky ones. I've heard stories, but we are glad you're with us here in Texas. And this is when I look at SWAT for real and say, all right, SWAT, which song is it tonight? Where are
I
you
don't
going?
know. I kind
Red
of
Mexico.
no,
CW,
because
have you heard of Red Mexico?
CW,
No, but
she's gonna be.
I'll be checking that out.
You're gonna have
I
to
knew
check
it.
it out. It's up on Spotify, of course. It's got a
Yeah.
lot of my music out there as well. Just like I'm gonna be checking out your stuff, of
Yeah.
course, my friend. No, but tonight we're gonna. It's summertime, so we're gonna do a little summer song. This is a song I wrote with a few friends up in Nashville, CW. And we just we were goofing around. We wrote this in about 15 minutes. We didn't have a bridge. Went home, kind of like y'all. It was in the middle of the night, about 2 o'clock in the morning. I heard it in my sleep. I
Hits you like a
dreamt it.
bolt of lightning, doesn't it?
Yeah, I
You're like,
dreamt
whoa,
about the.
hold on. You're like, don't
Yeah.
talk to me. I got to write this down.
Yeah, I dreamt about the bridge. It was so stupid in my mind, but when I said it, it ended up being the bridge. So I'll play it for you guys right now. This is called Boat Rocket, y'all. You know when the sun comes up, we got them coolers ice down. We get that truck backed up, we get that thing hitched up. We gotta roll, find us some H2O. You start calling your girls, they start calling their girls. They got them Ray-Bans working those tins. Oh no, make them wanna shake some things off. Take it to the chorus, yeah. We doing that boat rocking, we doing that body shotting, we dropping, we bumping, yeah, we ain't stopping. Just tell me the party's on, hey, pass it on, 'cause we doing that boat, we doing that boat rocking, rock, 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 rock. We making it rock, 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 rock. You know when the sun goes low, still on that solo flow, moon hanging like a disco ball. I swear you can't go wrong. You can take another sip, make you want a skinny dip. Take it to the chorus, yeah. We doing that bone rocking. We doing that body shotting. Rib dropping, beat bumping. Yeah, we ain't stopping. Just tell me the party's on. Hey, confess it all. Cause we doing that bone. Oh, we doing that bone rocking. Rock, 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 rock. Oh, we making it rock, 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 rock. Hey, that's right. We making it waves. We making it ripples. What? We making it sway up just a little. Yup. We making it waves. We making it ripples. What? We making it sway. We making it jiggle. We doing that bone rocking. We doing that body shotting. Drip dropping. Beat bumping. Yeah, we ain't stopping. Just tell me the party's on. Hey, confess it all. Cause we doing that bone. And we doing that bone rocking. Rock, 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 rock. And we making it rock, 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 rock. Everybody rock, 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 rock. And we making it rock, 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 rock.
Hey.
Right on.
Ah. Ay, 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 ay. Hey, I like that
God,
slapping
y'all.
of the guitar. Like, love it. I
That's
liked
my
it.
goofy fun song.
You've got the what is the word I'm looking for? Not the jiggle. You've got the boat rocking. I guess
Hey,
that's
you
what
know,
I'm looking for.
I figured since we had a Navy veteran on, we might as well take it to the boat. So
Yeah, we are good for that, aren't we? Love it. Excellent. I mean, everybody knows like I don't mute myself like with my vocal cord like that. Like I should, but I don't. Like they caught me literally. Like I will sing in the studio or somewhere, but I don't need to just be out because of my vocal cord right now. But I have been caught literally. I don't know if y'all heard me tonight, but I'm hoping not too much. I will repurpose this. This is what I can do, CW. I can take SWAT right there. He just played. I can repurpose this out and add it on to the, my goodness, I don't know. We're up to 15 or 20 channels right now. And repurpose this or anything that you've said in here too. So just so you know, you are on all over. And for everybody out there that tomorrow, within 24 to 48 hours, our Apple, our iHeart, all of your podcasts that aren't video, it will be there. And that was John Swat, the co-host of Preachers Inside the Wire. That boat is rocking. Check it out. And check out CW at 20handshigh.com. And I am spelling that out because this is for the podcast. 20handshigh.com. Go check out Mr. CW, our new fellow Texan who has finally arrived where he needs to be. So I am going to say it. To me, Texas is bringing back that old country feeling. And this person loves that part of it. So do you have some last words here, CW, that you want to like give some information? Again, I thought you just said you're playing in July. Is it in Texas?
July 12th at Pearl's Saloon in the Stockyards.
Okay. All right.
And
Yeah.
I got some out of state shows over the next few weeks. And,
Okay.
you know, I'll be up July 3rd. I'll be in Crested Butte. You know, I was excited. The lady told me there'd be quite the Texas contingent in town for that show. So that'll be a lot of fun.
Uh-huh.
And then we'll be at Shine Frontier Days at the end of July, opening for Aaron Watson and a couple of other Nashville acts. And then we'll see about what's coming up. We'll be at Marty's Place in September down in Mejia.
Okay.
So
SWAT would know where that is, right, SWAT?
I know where a lot of these places are. CW is all over the map, and he is killing it, man. That's awesome.
Yes, it is
Congratulations.
thank you so
amazing.
much.
Killing it.
You are part of the family here at Patriots Inside the Wire, CW. It's been a pleasure. So hit me on the
Likewise.
back channel there, like with those dates. I'd like to check you out either July if I'm not in Tennessee or September, but find out when you're
Okay.
there. But then we
Okay.
have, of course, Veterans Day and the project that's coming up there that I need to get a hold of our big fish. And one day on the back channels, I'll tell y'all why I say that. But it has been just great to see you, number one. And, I enjoyed it. Everybody, I have a professional, I call it professional to me. My cowboy hat, I didn't buy it out of a store. Okay. I'm proud of my hat. That's how bad I'm like the big fish when it comes to this. And I got fortunate. So shout out to American Hat Company. But we have to tell you about Go Texan because you're now in Texas. Go Texan, you can go to, and it is products galore. Whether it's your local market, your local companies, your local anything and everything you think of. And so what Swat was mentioning earlier was the commissioner here in Texas has recommended Patriots Inside the Wire as the broadcast for Go Texan. So we are very grateful for that and to be a part of that team. Go Texan. You might want to check them out for
I definitely will.
everything in Texas to support local. So we always like to give back and try to help each other, but we've got Patriot Fest coming. So I will be asking for your schedule, and it's not just SWAT and I. So we've got a few things going on. Let Jimmy know I said hi, and we'd love to talk to him about one or two of those episodes that we discussed up there. I'm more than happy to go deep into that subject that is not comfortable for some, but I don't know. I'm just different that way. It's cathartic, and it's, you know what? I feel like we should be saying their name. We should be, able to talk about that. So I don't mean that other people should be able to. What I mean is I can, and I'm okay with doing it, and I'm happy to do it because I'm proud of my son. I'm grateful. I'm blessed that he even signed up. I was like, child, 9/11 happened to me, and I'm driving him to freaking school, and he's like, I'm going to join the military. And I'm like, oh, I just ignored it because that would be a long ways away. And of course, I'll be damned. He just went and did it. And I'm like, all right, child. That was my child that could do it, though. He's the fighter. We've got Cash now, our old soul. No telling. I have a feeling he's going to end up at a music school. But SWAT, are you going to be up in that neck of the woods, or you just heard my country right there? Tennessee and mixed Texas in it, and the combination of my voice comes out. So, SWAT, are you going to be up near the Arlington area at any time, or July, September, or Veterans Day?
We are making some preparations for that. I'll let you know as soon as I
Okay.
am. But I'll tell you what, CW, if I'm in that area, my friend,
Yeah.
I'm looking you up, and we're going to go hang out and grab a drink and maybe knock out a few songs.
Heck yeah, man. And we eat some barbecue.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was
there you
going to
go.
say it. I was going to say it. No, so I'm coming too. But number one, yes, SWAT, I'm not kidding. We need to take you where we were and let you see this slab, because you're going to look at it and you're gonna like, dude, that, you know what that is, right? And we're both just like,
Yeah, it's called delicious. That's what
I
it is.
don't know what it was. It wasn't just bacon. It is something else. I mean, they had a name. It's not pork belly, but it's bacon something. I don't know. Had a lot of fat. But
I believe it was pork belly.
was it?
Yeah, it was.
I
But
don't know.
it had this glaze on it that was just dynamite.
CW is in
We'll have
heaven.
to check it out next time.
He
For
was in
sure,
heaven.
for sure. We'll make a special trip for that.
See?
There you
There
go.
you go. It only takes some food. You get some food and you got yourself a musician right there. So, again, it's been a pleasure having you with us, CW. You know how to get a hold of me.
Thank
We
you so
do
much.
have several things coming up to everyone out there that does include many of our veterans. We do have a police officer, his wife, that sings. I'll be bringing her up soon because they would like for us to play at the expo here in Austin, SWAT. And so anybody that knows and heard me up there was like, I don't go to this level. I got to go here because I already did that work. I feel like, so it's like, I'm not stepping over. I'm just stepping in. I'm coming back, right? Bringing it back. I don't even want to go there. The songs that just came back. Listen, thank you, CW, for sharing your night with us. Anytime you
Absolutely.
get a hold of me, I am a night owl. I write at night. Like, I get teased about it all the time. Anybody knows me, I'm like, don't call me till after 10 a.m. or so because I've
Right.
probably been up writing. And I get it. I get what you're talking about there. But it's been fabulous meeting you in person. Everybody listen, go see CW. I'm telling you, he gets that black cowboy hat on, and he was like, I was like, okay, wait, we got a mix between Chris Stapleton and what? Because it was like Sam Elliott dressed up with the
I
Chris
do get
Stapleton
that. I
beard.
do get that a lot when I fly because I got a hat and sunglasses on and carrying a guitar. They're like,
Yeah,
"Are you?" So they'll
yeah,
ask
I
me if
know.
I am Chris Stapleton. I'm like,
Yeah.
I used to just say no. Now I say, "Will it get me free drinks or first class?" Because I can be a stunt double if I have to.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. That just happened though. So the picture back there, I asked you too about what it's Dolly back there. And we had someone on the other night, fire department out of New York, right? SWAT. Literally looked over there and said, is that you? And I'm like, no, you don't know who
Yeah,
that is. And he actually ended up knowing, but then asked me a question. So he's a firefighter that's a medium also. And so
uh,
he hit a lot of things on the mark. And I was like, let's talk on the back channels about this,
for
please.
sure, for sure.
But he's great too. So shout out to everyone that comes here. Patriots Inside the Wire. If you want to tell your story or you want to get on, you got music, you got something going on, you'd like to get us involved, or we could get involved with you. There's many ways. PatriotsInsideTheWire.com has a form. Fill out that form, send it to us, and it goes straight to our team. Not directly to me, but I'm sure you know how to find me. Some of you do. A lot of you do. And I'm okay with that. But yeah, you're welcome on Patriots Inside the Wire at any time, CW. I know about having to market in the digital era. And that's how SWAT and I decided, look, we're going to partner up on something, and we'll be releasing more here soon. But we were lucky enough that the timing, so it's all about the timing, right? So the
Oh,
timing
definitely.
was just right. So again, CW, I have you recorded singing at the gospel event. Have you had anyone else show that to you?
I have not.
Ah, okay. All right. I might repurpose that and put it out because it is good. The audio is good. I would never put out something that wasn't.
Okay, thank you.
um, but maybe I'll send it to you first. You could say yes or no. But I always, the tags, everything you need to do. SWATs. Look, we got one that's like 8,000 people are staring at us because as SWAT's singing, Tracy's singing, just like we get comments, and I'm answering all of our viewers. And without paying attention, I'm sitting there and I'm just singing. And they were like, oh, wait a minute. Is she singing that song with him? And like people on one platform went nuts. So I was like, SWAT, you want me to take it down? I'm going to delete that. He's like, no, don't do that. They love it. Like that's what you need. It brings the attention to your music, and it shows, where you're at. And SWAT, you're a great musician. You are a great friend, a veteran. I thank you for everything that you do. Patriots Inside the Wire could not have a better partner. We are grateful to the SWAT family. And not only that, but JMT Media, as well as, Venue Reviews Magazine, and of course, Music Row Radio and True Grit Radio. That's True Grit, by the way. And Red Dirt. Got it? Red Dirt Radio. It's all right. This is the time where I play you the exit that we did here that is going to have my son, Sergeant Two Step's little brother, that will say goodbye to everyone, and we'll be right here. Do not go away and check this out. CW.
Thank you for watching another episode of Patriots Inside the Wire, hosted by Gold Star Mom, Tracy Two Step. Help us broaden our reach. Like, subscribe, and share.
Don't stop me, please. So Adam, my brother Two-Step.
Sergeant Adam, my brother Two Step. So like, share, subscribe. He wanted a cadence. I kind of do too, actually, y'all. Y'all are probably like, that we had enough of that. But yes, that's what that is. That is Cash, and he was younger, and that was at the age where, they get online and do all kinds of stuff. So we appreciate you for being here. We appreciate all that you've done. We appreciate your service. And I cannot wait to see you in a less crowded venue and more of a true music venue. Like, I mean, there might have been 8 or 10 people. This is why I'm saying this to everybody. Like, there were just a few of us in that room. And I was like, oh my goodness, this needs to be heard to everybody needs to hear this. So CW, that room, the ladies, all of you, that was amazing. And
Thank you so
so
much.
from the beginning of getting there to that, before anything else, was like, man, you meet real people and they just click. And we're real people, CW. So CW, welcome to Patriots Inside the Wire family. We'll be in touch. You know how to reach me.
Absolutely.
Well, we're going to end up saying good night. We have actually been live. And people are like, I see you out there and we love you. And yes, I'm a night person, but let me tell you, SWAT is not. SWAT has to get up, go to work. It's summer right now, so I don't have as rigid of a schedule, but
I
SWAT's
still
like,
have that. I still have that military mindset where you're waking up
yeah,
early in the morning. So I still do a reverie in my head.
I managed to shed that fairly quickly. I don't miss getting up at 4:30 for PT ever. Now I'm going to sleep at 4:30.
Nice.
That's me.
I'll
That's
get there
me.
eventually.
Yeah, I do, because like when he was deployed, the time difference and then other reasons. But I've always been like that. My creative time is, we're about to hit it.
Yep.
Literally.
Same.
Yeah. And so pay attention, because our Sunday singer-songwriter sessions, we're thinking maybe once a month. That's coming up. SWAT and I will get together and decide on, when we're going to do that. But hey, SWAT, his birthday's this weekend. So if you want to do some songwriting live, I'm down. I'm down for it. It is also Father's Day, though, y'all. So right now, happy Father's Day to you, CW.
Thank you so
SWAT,
much.
please tell SWAT Senior I said happy Father's Day to him.
You got it.
And everybody else out there as a father. Happy Father's Day to you. And I gotta say this. I know that the Gold Star fathers out there, just like the mothers, I think of the whole family. To you, my heart is with you. I say prayers up, whatever works for you, but my heart is there for you as well. So again, thank you for joining Patriots Inside the Wire. Go to patriotsinsidethewire.com, or again, you can go to every podcast. Our shows stick around forever. We can download, we can repurpose, we can do a lot. So reach out to us if you'd like for us to do your digital marketing and media, or your reviews, or you'd like to be a part of our magazine. More importantly, taking care of each other and our community. So thank you all for being here tonight with me. I would like to wash off what I call war paint, because it keeps me from crying. So that's my secret, right? It's like, you remember seeing me, right? Like I came in that truck, like nobody, it had been like,
well, when you're traveling,
what happened?
comfort is the number one rule when you're traveling, for sure.
Hey, that's for me all the time. Like, I am at the point of my life, like everything that's happened, be comfortable. Don't do anything you don't want to do, but do no harm while you're doing that too. So life is short. We've enjoyed our time with you. You're always welcome to hit me up at night and be like, hey, are you writing? What are you doing? Because I'm actually doing that. And I probably go to bed at about 4:30. So now I just told the whole world that. That's all right, man. Creative brain, right?
That's it.
Artist. Thank you for what you do. Please check out his music. And I mentioned a specific song because as soon as I hit that one, I was like, it wasn't the reasons you were saying, but it was like the number one to pop up like that. And I'm just going to tell you, congratulations again on the Josie Awards. You are up to 10 now. In case you forget, I've got your whole bio. You're up to 10, and I will be in Tennessee, and I will be there as press. So
right on.
I will decide later if I'd like to be there in the front too. But yes, and that's what Phil was trying to say. Phil Cook is part of us. He's there in Tennessee. No matter what, he would show up. So veteran, great person, does a lot in the community. So thank you to everyone out there on Patriots Inside the Wire. We have a full team. I'll get a hold of the big fish soon. Tell him I said hello and I need a cowboy hat. And let's all get a venue where we can just play. Let's get up there or meet halfway and we can just play, or CW.
Let's do it.
Jump on with SWAT and I on a Sunday, Saturday, whenever.
Okay.
We don't have anyone telling us what we can and can't do. So that was a blast, right, SWAT? I mean, the last person who did that with us was who? I apologize. Who did we? That was Ponder, right? Out of Nashville. All right. Yeah, Ponder. Shout out to you, Ponder. He loves staying up and writing too. SWAT. We have kept you up. But I think we're doing pretty good here, right? Like, I love where you're at right now. Those your pull cues and your flag are great. Yes, I did notice what was behind you too, CW. So I appreciate that very much. So you ever need any answers or info or figuring out what's going on, you got my number. So pass along to Jimmy, pass along to the fish. Get in touch with us. That SWAT and I are more than happy to talk to them about a few things. So, yeah, we got a lot going on, and we just appreciate you. We appreciate everything you do, and we appreciate that you're here with us on Patriots Inside the Wire. All right, guys and gals out there, we're checking out right now, and Tracy's not going to sleep. She's going to be washing this paint off her face and writing or something creative like that, whether it's art. I'll share that with y'all later too. I love albums, by the way. Albums are coming back. We got a lot coming up, man. Can't wait, SWAT, right? Like there are, I mean, Mr. SWAT Senior. I mean, it's like The Godfather. Like, I'm not kidding. In a good way. It's like, if anyone else knows this, trust me. Like, I'm like, in the nicest way you can imagine, here is a Godfather that's just like, tell Tracy, like, we don't mess with our Gold Star families. We don't mess with the Gold Star mom. She's part of the family. She is now in business with us, and I appreciate that. So it means a lot. It means a lot. CW, same thing. Anytime any of y'all have questions out there, I'm not just a Gold Star mom. I have got a lot of other experiences, and we'd love to help. It's getting late here, my friends, mainly SWAT. I know you can see that clock better than me probably right now because I'm stubborn and don't have on glasses, but I have enjoyed this. And I'm going to end right here. Stand by, though. I have a moment where someone would like to say something. I'm going to end this with Patriots Inside the Wire. Check out 20handshigh.com, johnswatband.com, patriotsinsidethewire.com. We've enjoyed tonight. Thank you for being with us. Never forget.